Hey guys, it's Ryan at DoHardMoney.com. Super excited to have you with me today. I do a question of the day every single day. So if you've got a question about real estate, finance, real estate investing, money, please ask it. Just put it in the comments below and I would be more than happy to answer that question for you. I do a question every single day and there's no stupid questions. So if there's something on your mind, I'd be more than happy to answer it. Type it in the comments below and it may be our question of the day. Today's question of the day is, who is responsible for lender required repairs? So let's just kind of set up a scenario with this. Typically what happens is if someone's getting a loan from a bank, the bank is going to want to make sure the condition of the property is in good enough condition that there's not going to be issues for the new buyer. Now they're not doing an inspection or those types of things, but they're having the appraiser look for obvious things. They're looking for peeling paint. They're looking for wood to earth contact. They're looking for slopage towards the property instead of away from the property. They're looking for making sure it has a kitchen, making sure the driveway doesn't have major cracks in it, looking to make sure there's no major visible plumbing things. Now, again, they're not doing inspection, but when they walk in and they say, oh man, that looks horrible, they want to make sure there's not leaks coming in. They're just doing a simple visual inspection. And if they see any of those things, they're gonna note that on the appraisal. And then what they're going to do is say, the lender's going to say, we're not going to give a loan until those things are fixed. So the question is, whose responsibility is this? Well, it's really nobody's responsibility. It's all negotiable because the seller could say, you know what, I'm not going to do those things. And the buyer can say, then I'm not able to buy. In some cases, the seller may say, well, I'll do it, but the buyer needs to pay for it, but we'll increase the price. That may work. Or the buyer may say, no, I think you should fix those things anyway. So this is a completely negotiable thing. See, the seller's motivated to negotiate this because if the seller can't work this out, he's not going to be able to sell that property to this person. He might have to find somebody else. And he may have that same problem with a new buyer if that new buyer is getting traditional financing and the bank's going to require it. So the seller's got to be motivated to say, you know what, I'm probably going to have to do this no matter who the buyer is. A lot of times the buyers say, seller, you need to fix all this stuff. But then the seller says, well, wait a minute, if I do this, it's going to be brand new and you're not just going to have, it's going to last 5 years or 10 years. This happens a lot with, say, a furnace. Hey, the house is 20 years old. You want a new furnace in there, but the house you're buying is 20 years old. You're going to have that furnace for another 20 years. So why am I paying the full cost of that furnace when you're going to be able to use it for so much longer than it normally would have been used for? So that's where the negotiating starts to come in. So if you're on the buyer side of this, you obviously want to go to the seller and say, seller, you need to pay for all of these items. If you're on the seller side of this, you're going to go back and say, well, then all these items are going to be brand new. Why don't you pay for the cost of it, but we'll increase the loan amount? I'll get the work done, we'll increase the loan amount, and then if you're on the buyer side, you're saying no. And then you may say, well, let's split it. So this is all a negotiating type thing. The principle of this is if the lender's gonna require it before a loan's gonna be done, as a seller, if you don't get that done somehow, regardless of who pays for it, that buyer's not gonna be able to buy. And there's probably a good chance other buyers won't be able to buy because they may have lender required repairs as well, just like these ones. So it's some things to keep in mind, but again, it's a negotiation. And if the buyer's not able to buy, they could get out of that contract because they're not able to get a loan because of the condition of the property. So I hope this has been very helpful for you on who's responsible for these lender required repairs. It's negotiable. That's all there is to this. I hope this has been helpful for you. If so, please hit that thumbs up button right there. Just slam that thumbs up button. It means a lot to me. And if you have a question of the day, type it in the comments below. Now, if you're interested in real estate investing, if you need any help, if you need help finding properties, looking for softwares that can help with this, tools, resources, please check us out over at DoHardMoney.com. We might be able to help you if we're a good fit for each other. Otherwise, make it a very profitable day, and bye for now.